Hello, Old School Gamer 1971 here, greetings one and all, especially to you, Millie and Lloyd. Today, my third hour thoughts is on Harvest Moon Light of Hope. I've been playing this game for around 3 hours, and this is what I think. Harvest Moon Light of Hope, developed by Natsume Inc. It's an adventure game that came to the PlayStation 4 in 2018. Yes, it most definitely is. Across many consoles and generations, starting way back on the SNES, right through the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, N64, GameCube, handhelds, PC, and now PlayStation 4. There was also some remakes on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Going into this, I hope that this will be a good game. I've enjoyed what I played previously, Back to Nature, A Wonderful Life and Save the Homeland. However, some of the other reviews seem quite unkind, so I wanted to form my own opinion and then share it with all of you. Natsume is a Tokyo-based company. It was established in 1987 and has fragmented several times, each company retaining the Natsume name. So we ended up with Natsume Atari, Natsume Inc. and Natsume Inc. Japan, each company working independently of each other. They have worked on the series right from the very beginning on the SNES. Your unconscious body is found in a town, and you decide to stay in the town, Beacon Town. You are given a farm, and in exchange for the farm, you are to restore the town to its former glory. There was a big storm years ago, and it has never been restored. Instead, people moved on, but if you restore it, they will return. First, you must find rune tablets and restore the lighthouse. And then you have to start collecting materials to fix the buildings. It unlocks different areas and different people, with varying people trying to help you succeed. With many of the Harvest Moon mainstays, fishing, farming, livestock, woodcutting, mining, and village activities, these are all in Back to Nature and some of the other Harvest Moon games. So is this a true Harvest Moon sequel? Or is it a flip-flop in a cowpath? Before we get into the intro, let us say another thing that is back a mainstay, naming everything. I've often loved this. There's always got to be chickens that are named after serial killers, and there has always got to be cows with like cow puns like Moscow and stuff like that. But anyway, back to the game. It is raining and you are collapsed to the floor, unconscious. A nearby purple haired lady comes to help you. You appear in the room, on a bed. A green haired lady introduces herself as Jian. You decide to stay in the town and you are given a farm. Jian does tell you that your wounds had been treated before you arrived. Jian gives you a little backstory of why the town is in disarray, and that fixing the lighthouse could help with that. She takes you to the farm, and then it is over to you. Jian will be a great source of much of the early information other than books and the pause menu. Okay, let's be honest here. Harvest Moon is hardly going to win the most realistic graphics. But this is not what Harvest Moon has ever been about. It's a kind of deceptive game in a way. It looks like a kid's game, but it does have a real depth to it. Myself and others have found these games as addictive as hell. Yes, Kyle, this is everything Back to Nature has, and maybe a little bit more. Graphics are clear and the animation is pretty good. as in sort of old school cartoons. The graphics are colourful and they have such a good cartoon style to them. As per usual, there is a difference visually between the seasons. When I saw the original trailer, I was more than a little worried about the whole viewpoint, but once I started playing I realised there was no need to worry, that probably this is the best way of showing this game. It was so good to see this released for the PlayStation 4, to see new things and nods to the past. This is its own graphical style and it's easy enough to see what is going on around you. The music is great, like the older games. Each season has its own theme. I know I will never need Spotify whilst playing this game. It has the normal sound effects that I have come to expect from the series. Now there is no voiceover here, however sometimes it's better, as then you can build your own picture of each character, including their voice. This again is all good with nods to the older titles. I would say it adds to the atmosphere, which funnily enough is the same with the graphics and the gameplay. So has anything changed control wise? Well, for a start, the controls have been simplified. This is good, as scrolling through tools and seeds looking for the right one to do the job was at best tedious, at worst was time consuming. When sowing seeds you can scroll through to find the ones that you need, but all you'll be scrolling through is your seeds. It automatically selects the tool for the job at hand you are about to do. Whilst the map starts off kinda small, it soon grows as you put the tablets into the lighthouse, which opens up new areas. And once you do get the map, it's quite a large map for Harvest Moon. I will admit for some, it might seem a little repetitive. For me it isn't. I just don't see it that way. There are many ways to make money in the game, not least of which is fishing and mining, if you don't like the sound of farming. This is similar to Back to Nature in many ways, but I would say arguably better, because the controls, animations and graphics fit better, and the map is a lot more spread out. This is bang on. It feels like it's a Harvest Moon title. The sprites are back, as is the Nature Goddess. It's a feel-good game where if you help out others, they in turn will help you out further down the line. The graphical style and sound has a charm to it, like the older Harvest Moon titles, and whilst it is not the best graphics ever, it really does suit the game and certainly does the job. In 3 hours I never felt bored once, and it always felt like there was something going on, with characters that might not seem so fleshed out at the beginning. Later on you always find out more. If you take the time to befriend the townfolk, there is a story there to be found. The world is good. It feels like a world where you want to play. The game may be a passive play, but it still draws you in and certainly has enough to keep you interested. Yes, this has become my nighttime play. With more competition now from the likes of Dyland, My Time in Portia and Farm Together, all of which are good, in my opinion anyway, within my limited experience of some of those games. Sometimes I just don't feel like donning on my latest exosuit, running, gunning and teabagging my way through yet another backwater nation of enemies. Nor do I feel like driving through a city at blistering speed till my eyes sink into my sockets and bleed. Sometimes I just want a simple game that is something to pass the time. This is something for the fans. Yes, Kyle, get this. It never tries to be anything other than Harvest Moon Light of Hope. So yes, this is a true Harvest Moon sequel. PS, I hope to review the other games in this series at some point. PPS, the DLC takes this to a whole other level. Makes it the most in-depth Harvest Moon game ever. And PPPS, my niece Millie loves this game, and for good reason. So that about wraps it up. I hope you all have a good day. If this has been helpful in any way, please like, comment, share and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and makes an old man very happy. I post new videos every week. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.